Bad Boys is back on the big screen this weekend for the fourth installment in this franchise, and the biggest question that we have to have for this movie is, does this movie hold up to Bad Boys for Life, and will this series continue on after this movie? Let's find out in the review. Welcome back, film fans. It is Brad from Let's Be Real Brad. I talk about movies, TV shows, and other movie-related content. So if that sounds super awesome, then be sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a like, as you should, and ring that notification bell so I can see you all in a brand new video. Bad Boys: Ride or Die is one of the newest summer blockbuster films to hit theaters this weekend. It is an action comedy film that is directed by Adil and Bayal, who directed the previous Bad Boys film called Bad Boys for Life, taking over from Michael Bay, who directed the previous two films, and is once again produced by Jerry Bruckheimer, who has produced all of the Bad Boys films, and it once again stars Will Smith and Martin Lawrence in the lead roles. When their late police captain gets linked to drug cartels, wisecracking Miami cops Mike Lowrey and Marcus Burnett embark on a dangerous mission to clear his name. Going into this film, I was excited to check this one out, as Bad Boys for Life was my favorite Bad Boys film to date, as I wasn't a huge fan of the first two Bad Boys movies, and I get why people love those movies. The chemistry between Will Smith and Martin Lawrence is just unmatched. The action is over the top. But when Bad Boys for Life came out, which ended up being the biggest movie of 2020 in the United States / Canada, I could not believe how entertaining that movie was, and to add a lot of character development to our main leads. And now that we have a sequel 4 years later after the pandemic, can this movie hold the light to that previous movie? And to be honest, I thought this movie was almost as good as Bad Boys for Life. What I really enjoyed about this movie, like the previous one, is that we're getting a lot more character development, as the first two films in the franchise were very action heavy, comedy driven, with a bunch of really likable stars like Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. I did feel those movies were way over the top, and some people might really like those, but I wanted a lot more from these characters, and I'm so glad that we're getting more character development and we're seeing these characters age, and they can't do the things like they used to, and the movie dives more into that in this one as well. I also really love the camaraderie and the chemistry between Will Smith playing Mike Lowrey and Martin Lawrence, who plays Marcus Burnett, as they are the heart and soul of this franchise. It would not work without them. All of the best comedic moments, best written moments, or any just emotional moments in this movie are always with the both of them, and I really enjoyed their presence here. Martin Lawrence deserves all the praise in the world for this, because he has given his absolute best. You can tell he cares the absolute most for this franchise, as he is putting his heart and soul into it. Now, getting back to the action in this film is really damn good, and one of the reasons why is because the directors Adil and Bayal have been really experimental in these two Bad Boys movies with doing some really interesting, creative camera movement. You can tell these guys has learned a lot from that previous movie, and I feel like I could just tell everything that was going on in this movie while also having really big action set pieces. And this movie is also cheaper than that second Bad Boys movie, which is insane. Easily the best aspect about this movie has got to be the pacing. I do feel that the 2-hour runtime for this film works, as there is a lot going on in this story, and I feel like this movie takes its time while also moving along. I did not feel bored at any time in this movie, especially when this movie tries to be more emotional. It never goes to a screeching halt. The score by Lauren Balfe is also pretty good for this film, as it is above standard action score, but I did think it fit this film well as the cinematography, as this is a pretty good looking movie, especially one that's in this rave of sorts. You see it in the trailer where these gumballs are going everywhere. I really love the look of that scene. Unfortunately, this movie does have quite a few criticisms here, and I do have to start with the screenplay, as there is a lot of moments in this film where I felt like I was being a general audience member, or just feeling dumbed down, because there is a certain moment in the film that happens, right? and then later on in the movie it pops back up, but then they have to show you the flashback from the beginning of the movie, which was completely unnecessary. We had already seen that. This movie also has a lot of product placement in it that I did find to be pretty distracting, and it has been a common criticism in many of the Sony distributed films that I have watched over the years. One of the other big issues I have with this film is that there is a major storyline that develops from the very first 10 to 15 minutes of this film, and it lasts all the way till the end, and it's just used as a joke or just to have some filler talk, and it honestly made it really annoying to watch. And I think that a lot of audience members are not going to like this. Bad Boys is great when there's a long-running joke and then it ends and then we get another long-running joke. We don't have jokes that just last the entire film. It's just not gonna work. And the storyline that develops also feels very rushed and not sincere, and it's just thrown in here to get this movie going, and it feels just more like a plot device. And the final issue I have with this film is one that I've had with all the Bad Boys movies, is that this is a very simple, straightforward movie. There are moments in this film, like all the other Bad Boys movies, where it's very focused on what it's going to be. It goes from point A to point B, and then it starts jumping around to a bunch of different storylines or certain jokes, and then they get back into the main mission. And with this one in particular, you feel like the movie should be a lot more serious considering the peril that our main characters are in, but that doesn't really happen, and it's just a bunch of jokes. It's all fun and nice, and there are a lot of those bad writing moments where there are situations where characters could literally just explain things and things would just be settled out, but they choose not to because the script tells them not to. Overall, guys, Bad Boys Ride or Die is exactly what you would want from a summer blockbuster movie, especially if you're a fan of the Bad Boys movies, as it has a ton of action, great comedy, amazing chemistry from our two leads. It also has some really good acting from all the other characters in this movie, has great pacing. It is a popcorn summer movie that you are bound to enjoy, but unfortunately, there are many moments in this movie that just did not work for me, as you expect from your typical Sony action movie. And with all that being said, I think you guys should go check this out in theaters because, well, theaters are not doing so well right now. I am giving Bad Boys Ride or Die a 6 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for checking out this review. As I want to know below in the comment section, have you seen Bad Boys Ride or Die, and how would you rank it in the Bad Boys franchise? And I will see you all in the following video.